All right, guys, GM everyone. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Let me just share this link before we get started. GM everyone. I'm about to share the link in the Telegram channel just for us to get started. So just give me a few seconds. All right. Hope everyone is having an amazing day and hope everyone can hear me. Please, if you can't hear me, leave a comment. My co-host will be unable to join because it's having network issues and it hasn't been rectified yet. So he won't be able to join today. All right, so hope you guys are enjoying the state of the market. We'll review some trades today, starting with the trade we took yesterday, which was shared live. We'll review all of that today and we'll talk about what we're expecting from the market today from BTC. We still have one trade open, SUI trade. It's still open. We'll also look at that. Then our BTC trade is already closed in profit. We'll also look at that, and maybe if there's another opening today, we'll also look at that. Yeah, so feel free to share the link and invite everyone or anyone you have in mind. So let's start by looking at overall market outlook within the last 24 hours. So we have Frax and Alchemy, I think, as one of the biggest winners. Personally, I didn't position in any new alts, so I've just been on the sideline because of how volatile BTC has been in the past 24 hours. So I've just been observing, looking for a very good position to jump into the market. But yeah, still zooming out to last week till this week price, the 1 week price outlook. Find out that Dusk is still one of the biggest winners. Literally, it's Dusk that's really the biggest winner among all of these projects that we have in the market. So you find out that most alts are down from their last week price. Most of them are down, but Dusk is still holding up strong. That's why it's relevant, or that's how it is when a particular altcoin is able to go past a certain major resistance level. That it just does some very, very good run and it's able to maintain its price. So we have Dusk actually, and it's good to see. So let's switch to looking at our yesterday trade and BTC charts basically. So let's switch to the 4 hours time frame just to see what BTC has been doing before we look at our yesterday trade. So if we notice, there was something I said yesterday. I said what I'm expecting is, yeah, should BTC go up, I'm expecting like a sell. Yes, we can pump to even this level. I'm expecting a sell, and even this level is sell. So every pump we get, I'm expecting a sell towards the downside till we most likely get to this level. That's what I was expecting. Unless we see a major fundamental news that sends us above this price, $98,000. Unless we see that. If we don't see that, every bounce will most likely be followed by a dump. That's literally what I'm expecting from BTC. Now let's go down to lower time frames to look at the trade we took yesterday and also how BTC was misbehaving. So if we notice, this was the trade we took yesterday. Let me just remove this first. Let me delete this. So we can look at the yesterday trade, because this one I just deleted is the trade I took yesterday after the live stream, a swing trade I took. Yeah, so this was the yesterday trade we took while it was moving while we were live. And if you notice something, for those that are watching, hope everyone can see my screen, please. We took this trade yesterday and it was moving. Now I said something on this trade yesterday. I said, first of all, ensure you move your SL to break even. I said that while it was somewhere around here. That's when I said that. Move your SL to break even. Then when it went above this level, I said something again. It is best to now start protecting profit, especially when it gets to 1-to-1. because of I was expecting a resistance here. I said that I'm expecting a resistance here, which might lead to a dump back to the entry, but to have difficulties going above this level. So I said that yesterday, which was why I emphasized that even if you don't want to tail the price to protect profit, ensure you move your SL to break even. And when we ended this live stream, by the time we ended the live stream, BTC, this trade was somewhere around here when we ended the live stream. It was at 89,300 or so, above 1 to 1, obviously. And I protected profits, which I communicated that. I made it clear. I protected when it got to 1 to 1, somewhere around here. I moved my SL to protect profit at 1 to 1, based on the resistance that I anticipated that would be facing at this level. So for those that took this trade, if you didn't do as I suggested and advised, then you'll have hit an SL. If you did so, moving SL to break even, you'd have broken even, no profit, no loss. Now, if you're able to trail and you moved your SL to protect at 1 to 1, which we were still on the live stream when I did that, then you actually exited this trade in profit. Yeah, so most times this is just how trading plays out in most cases. That's how it plays out. Now there was another trade I took yesterday, which was based on the retracement after we saw this correction. There was a trade I took, I think somewhere around here, but I took that trade. Sorry, let me just bring back what I deleted. Okay, you can see the trade here that I took when it went down to retest this level, and this was also still based on the lower time frame. That's when I took that trade. So it's based on the lower time frame. And I don't think this trade I allowed it to get to full TP, because full TP was around 3.5 or thereabout. I think it took me out of the trade somewhere around here, because immediately it went above this level, this resistance here. I had to adjust to protect profit. So by the time it came down, it took me out of the trade and it took me out somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. So I was able to exit at almost 1 to 2. I exited at around 1 to 2 because it took me out somewhere around here when it came down to like just retest this level. So it took me out because of my stop loss had been adjusted to somewhere around this level. So I didn't max out on this trade. I didn't max out on the trade, which was supposed to give a 1 to 3.6 or 1 to almost as high as 1 to 4. But ideally, I was expecting to max out somewhere here. Ideally, but yeah, that would have still given minimum of 1 to 3. Get minimum of 1 to 3, but I didn't. I got out at 1 to 2. Basically, that's where I was able to exit the trade from 1 to 2. So you can now see clearly that there are advantages and disadvantages of trailing price. You're protecting profit at 1:1 or 1:2. You get there are also advantages and disadvantages. But like I always say, the goal here is to ensure you don't lose money. That's just the goal when you're doing this, because some losses can mess with your psychology in ways that you can't imagine, especially in a highly volatile market where Bitcoin has no clear direction, because that's the market we're in right now. Either you like it or not, BTC has no clear direction right now. There's no clear direction. Yes, it's on a downtrend, targeting this zone. This line, by the way, has been here since last year, December, targeting that zone to most likely get there before we see a move towards the upside. But aside that, you still just want to make sure at least you're protecting yourself. You're not just leaving yourself open. Now we're facing a major resistance here. Not that serious though, but we're facing a resistance here at this level. So usually most persons will just want to short BTC all the way down, but I prefer to wait. But I'm actually waiting. Today is Thursday. There's a higher tendency of BTC going down. But why I'm on the sidelines is because if you notice gold dumped yesterday there was some correction on gold. If I can bring up the gold charts, let me just bring up gold charts. So gold dumped yesterday, basically. I'll bring up from Bybit. Yeah, we saw this gold dump yesterday from this level all the way down to from 4,000, almost 4,900, all the way down to about 4,750. And this was based on fundamental analysis, not technicals. Immediately, Trump announced that there will be more rules of engagement relating to Greenland for diplomacy and that's that kind of news. Immediately he dropped that, we saw gold react immediately. Gold saw like a sharp dump. And that's because we had lots of the factors surrounding the pump of gold, the aggressive pump of gold. Within the last, since 1st of January, gold has been pumping since first. We saw the factors relating to that tied to Trump's statement about taking over Greenland and all of those things. Yeah. We saw that tied to why gold was pumping. So that made news. The markets just reacted to it. Now gold is trying to like get back to that level. Probably it tests it before it dumps, or if it has enough momentum, it continues going up. Now the only reason why I'm pulling this up is immediately we got that news and gold we saw that sharp spike in gold price. We saw also a huge spike in BTC price. Now, for me, those are not like the best moments to trade. That was in the evening, yesterday evening. We saw like a huge spike on BTC almost around the same period. We saw a huge spike, like very huge. You can see it's a 1 hour chart. In 3 hours, BTC ran all the way to this level. Like in 3 hours, it ran all the way to this level. So it was more of like the market reacted to it. So I've just been on the sideline. I've been waiting because when you see something like this, it's possible it might shoot past this resistance it's facing. It's very, very possible. So I rather prefer to just wait out and see what happens. Gigo presented a swing opportunity too yesterday evening on the charts. So still on 15 minutes time frame. Gigo also presented like an opportunity, which if you notice is similar to the other gold, the other BTC trade that I took. This is like if you look at this chart pattern just from here to here, it's a very, very similar trade, like very, very, very similar pattern of trade that was executed there. So Gigo also presented the opportunity. Our trade on Sui, it's in profit. We're still in that position. I didn't break even. I was feeling bad at the point that I didn't break even. Now, the major reason why I was feeling bad that I didn't break even on Sui yesterday is because if I had, I would have gotten in at cheaper price if I had. Because Sui, I know how much profit I was on at this level. So Sui came back down. It was small, no doubt. It was not even up to 1 to 0.5, no doubt. But when Sui came down to this level, I could have got back in or added more, but I didn't because I didn't break even. I didn't break even here. So even when I knew that yes, Sui will still bounce back up because I know, like I said, it's a very, very conservative trade. I knew that yes, Sui will still go back up, but something in me just felt off that I could have at least broken even, not profits, just break even, so I get back in at lower prices. But yeah, however, I didn't break even. We're still on this sweet trade. We're still very much in on this sweet trade. Very, very much in. Like I said, it's a very conservative trade. So if you want to jump in, feel free to. We're still on the trade. It's started moving though. Started moving, facing some resistance. This is where it's facing the most resistance. If it goes above this zone, to easily get here, and that would be some reasonable profit. Yeah. So if you have questions, drop your questions. Let's take them. So generally, let's look at CoinGecko before we wrap up. Let's just look at CoinGecko. Sora. which is one of the coins I bought here on the live stream, is still down, like very, very, very down. They haven't dropped any information. They've not tweeted anything. And my position that I got in is down by almost 70% because I got in around 270k market cap. Right now, Sora is around 120k or thereabouts. So I'm down like 70%, if I'm not mistaken. This is Sora. Sora, yeah, you can see it. Sora is at 120k market cap. If you look at my screen, it's at 120k market cap, and I got in around 270k. So you can see I'm down almost 70%, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm still holding it because I made it very clear that that was like a gamble because it was majorly dependent on them dropping tweets and information, which it makes no sense that they don't drop something. It makes no sense. It would be like a huge waste of momentum and also visibility because those guys have visibility already. So we're still waiting. We don't know what their plans are. We don't know what they're planning to do. We can't tell, but hopefully they drop something and it should run easily above 1M. I'm not adding more, by the way. I'm not trying to add more. I'm just observing. So looking at top gainers, we have Gas. This is a new project that did an airdrop. We've been using the ETH chain for a while. You should qualify for this, although they had one other task there, or you should be able to qualify for Gas. So you can go to their Twitter page, check the airdrop checker, and check if you actually qualified, then you can claim because the claim is live. Also, I'm looking at it to see if it will have like a good entry because as of yesterday, it was barely at, first time I saw it was barely at $35 million FTV yesterday morning, and market cap, rather, not FTV. So I'm still paying attention to see if there'll be like some good swing opportunities to buy and sell via spot because newer projects, when they launch when the market is down, they can be very volatile and they can give you good entries long term, targeting when the market picks up. So I'm actually trying to still do some research to see if what they are doing is worth it and is viable enough. So that's for Gas. For River is still moving. Like River is still really moving. River is still moving real good. And that's really nice to see. Secret too is moving real good. Rules is moving. Mina protocol, those are all privacy. They're moving real good. Pendle is not on privacy, but Pendle is also moving well. If you notice, Pendle, I feel Pendle would be very huge. If you're looking for like a solid project that you okay 50%, 80% return, I think Pendle is your guy. Pendle is very, very good. You won't see an explosive pump, or you'll see 50, 60%, and it holds up its value very well. Let's look at it. It holds up its value like really well. So it's not bad. So yes, Pendle, if you check the all-time high, you see this is the all-time high, $7.5. Then you see the 7-day range, 24 hours range. Then you see all-time low about 3 years ago or thereabout. So you can maybe want to pay attention to Pendle. If you look at the 1 year price outlook, if you look at the 1 year price outlook, let's see, 1 year price outlook, you'll find out this was August, 25th of August was its highest price. Got about $6. I did buy it in 6th of August. And since then, it's been down. Now, it's quite crazy what happened last year because last year, the crypto market was just a total mess. I don't understand. Especially the last quarter. It was a huge mess. Usually August is one of the worst months. August now looked like it was the best month in the last 5 months of the year. August, September, October, November, December. August felt like it was literally the best month you can imagine. Whereas September, October, November, December, they were all messed up. So it's quite interesting. We're being observant to look at what the market has to offer this year. So just let me take a question before we call it today, because I'm running late on a meeting. What zone does you need to break? Okay, let me just respond to that. So I'm zooming into the SUI chart. This is the zone that SUI needs to break. Needs to go above 1.556. Just call it 1.56 or 1.59. Yeah, it needs to go above 1.595. So this is the zone. So if it's able to go above this level, it becomes very easy for SUI to come all the way up to this level. Once it's able to go above this level, it becomes very easy for SUI to come all the way up to this level. So I hope that's clear, and I hope that makes sense. All right, guys. So if you have questions, don't forget to join our Telegram channel. The link is on the screen. There's a Telegram channel. Don't forget to join it, where we'll take your questions. Tomorrow is actually the last day of the week, so we'll be expecting volatility towards the downside, no doubt. We're expecting lots of that towards the downside. But the only challenge now is based on fundamentals, is kind of like stepping in gradually and trying to mess up the chart. So you need to also be careful because of those spikes, which is why I'm not shorting BTC to tomorrow. I'm not doing that, despite the fact that it looks very good at a very short opportunity, giving us a short opportunity. So I'm still not shorting that because of the volatility in the market. So keep your eyes very observant and pay attention to what's happening in the market. Another question, please, where are we putting SL on SUI? Okay, let me quickly show you guys that. Hope you can see my screen. Hope you can see my screen. 1.291. This is it here. 1.291. This is it. 1.291. That's where you can put that. Some other person is asking, I'm working with Gates, an affiliate partnership focused on currently inviting you. All right, for this one, just send them a message, because there's nothing I can do about this one here. Just join the TG and send a message to the admin. For the person that's sent that message, join the Telegram, send a message to the admin, then we'll be able to discuss on any of such. All right, guys, so thanks very much. This is currently the only trade we're on, the SUI trade. It's a long-term trade, and it's a very conservative trade, very, very conservative, very long-term, 4 hours. So it might not play out tomorrow, it might be next week. You might see this trade play out to start approaching FTSE. Yeah, so see you guys tomorrow, and make sure you have a very, very lovely day. Bye, guys.